water, earth, fire, air, lamp. Long ago, two men that you can't believe are not Asian went into Nickelodeon and pitched an idea for a TV show. And then within 2 weeks, they made the entire 3-season plan. Now, this is probably my greatest and favorite, and you know what, it's just the best show of all time, animated or not. Hey, what is up guys? I'm Jerry here from Uncle Jerry the 15 Productions on Lugia SD2000's channel. And today we have a special video, and I'm smiling for a change, because this is like, I've been waiting for this video forever. What made Avatar the Last Airbender great? Now sadly I cannot show that many clips on the show because it is Viacom, and we did that with Danny Phantom, and I had to re-upload like twice because they don't like 5-second clips being shown. Even though it's not copyright, you can look at it yourself, but companies. But honestly, I don't think I need to show that many clips because it is the greatest show of all time. And if you have been following the news, which I did not plan this at all, I never thought it was going to be the day that I would see this. And I'm a little skeptical still because of M. Night Shyamalan, but they actually got confirmed for a live-action TV show on Netflix like 2 days after I confirmed making this video with you guys on the community poll. And if you want to see your favorite show, you can vote in that community poll of which show you want to see next. So without further ado, let's get into what made Avatar the Last Airbender great, or the greatest show of all time. So a little history of this show. They actually didn't really know where this was going to go when they pitched the idea, and then they kind of pitched an idea that stuck, and it was Avatar, and it was about this boy traveling around the world with his friends, mastering 4 elements. And then it kind of sprung into what is Avatar the Last Airbender in a span of like 2.5 to 3 weeks. And I think one thing that actually made this show really great is they knew where they were going to start. They wanted to start with Aang traveling to the North or South Pole, one of the two, to master waterbending. It's been a while since I've seen the show, and end with Sozin's Comet. And in 3 weeks they mapped out how he was going to get there and what he was going to do along the way, practically planning out 3 seasons. So no, it was not cancelled, it ended on its own because, well, before they even created the show they knew 3 seasons. And if you look at it, it all fits. The story builds up climatically, and even when season 3 gets here, we're not ready for it to go, and even Aang hasn't even mastered firebending yet. His earthbending is still a little wonky, so like, no one was ready for it to end, but it did end because, I can't remember if it was either Mike or Brian, but one of them said this: if you walked into a cafe and said, I'm going to tell you the greatest story of all time, but it never ends, no one would listen to it, right? And so, yes, we do want to see a series follow up, maybe just a whole series of Avatar 1 itself, but again, if we have the greatest story that never ended, then no one would watch it. Walking Dead. Also had to give a shout out to Jeremy Zuckerman. His music has been playing throughout this video. He scored Avatar the Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, and I think he's one of the greatest composers of all time and probably the most underrated. But what set Avatar apart? We've had these traveling shows where the kids go off on their own and they discover their own selves, and it's kind of world building because we get the 4 nations and stuff. All these things are really great. I've even covered them in previous videos of previous shows. But one thing that stands out the most is actually one thing you wouldn't think of: failure. It starts out with an avatar that has failed his people, like genocide, and now he's the only one left. And he failed the world because now it's in chaos, and there's this evil dictator wanting to conquer and scorch the entire world at Nero. And when he tries to learn things like earthbending and firebending, he really struggles and fails. Sokka's biggest moment in the show was planning the day of the sun invasion, where it was a solar eclipse and he was going to lead the invasion and take out the Fire Lord, and he failed, like, miserably. They didn't even see the Fire Lord. Toph kept feeling like she failed her parents and didn't quite fit in and wanted to discover herself. And Katara couldn't save her mother and she feels like she failed. And Zuko's is the giant failure of all time. Like, he does nothing right until season 3. Iroh even failed his country. But it's what they do with the failure. Failure brings growth. And I'm actually going to switch to the Legend of Korra for a moment to show you this clip.
When we hit our lowest point, we are open to the greatest change.
So Korra failed, and Aang says that that's how you grow, basically. And I think this show really played it out well. Like, without failure, none of them would have succeeded. They grew. And even in Sozin's comment, Aang failed to show up. He doesn't even get there until after Sozin started his invasion. Now, if I wanted to go on about every single thing that made this show great, the character development, and other aspects of good storytelling with beautiful animation, I would be here for centuries. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video in the future going over more good aspects of Avatar the Last Airbender, but I want to hear from you. So comment down below what your bending type is first, honestly, because like you can't even have an Avatar video without knowing someone's bending type. And 2, what do you think made Avatar great? Or if you even like the show, which I've never met someone that didn't, but you know. So I think all these things together make Avatar the Last Airbender the greatest animated show of all time. And I'm not just saying that. Look at IMDb. It is legit ranked the greatest. Sorry, Rick and Morty, you came close. That's it for the video. Again, vote for your next topic. Maybe we'll do a Legend of Korra video if you guys are interested in that. But, you know, whatever the voting poll decides. So, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys. And just like Aang.
But when the world needed him most, he vanished.